Hello everyone, Trigan here. Welcome back, finally, to Farming Simulator 19. Oh gods, don't forget if you like the video, tickle that thumbs up button, and if you think it's been way too long since the last episode, please subscribe. Okay, maybe not for that reason, but whatever. As you probably noticed, things have changed a little bit. I've had to. Unfortunately, yeah, I've done quite a bit, but it was all stuff I couldn't do all at once. I had to do it piecemeal. And so, unless I was willing to record 2 minutes at a time for an entire episode, it was just not going to work. So one of the first things I did, so it's not the very first thing I did was move that stuff around. And I'll get to that in a minute, was to get this harvester. Because I realized, one, what I was doing with the hogs just was not working. I couldn't make it. They were costing a lot to maintain. Now we still have some. Don't get me wrong, but I'm sort of just leaving them to their own at the moment. But they were costing way more to maintain than they were making, and I wasn't able to actually make use of anything that had to do with them. So I realized what I was going to have to do is get another field before we could move on. And in order to do that, I was really going to need to upgrade our equipment. Otherwise, it was just going to take too long to do anything. So the first thing was to get this one. This is about the same size as or at least the same width as the John Deere we had in the last series. But the tank is smaller. It's also like 80 grand cheaper. So money is the king for this particular episode. And let's go ahead and move over here. I got rid of our Fiat tractor and got this old Case tractor, just powerful enough to do what I wanted, which was a larger cultivator and a larger seeder, which actually doesn't need a cultivator. I realized that after I got the cultivator. So actually, let's go ahead and get this guy started now that I'm... Oh, no, wait a minute. No. We'll let this guy go until the harvester's done with that field. So the hogs are doing good. You can see, except for the fact I had a lot of hogs, and I had filled up their feeding trough for the large number of hogs that we had, because they were breeding pretty fast. In fact, they had been breeding fast enough that I was getting a new hog every harvest. But when you sell them off, then the amount of food you have is what? It's basically it's worth more. The feeding troughs are not like a fixed amount. They're based on the number of pigs you have. And so now these have been like permanently full for days now, for several harvests, which means I really can't do anything with cleaning. I suppose I could clean up their area and pour it someplace else, but I don't want to do that. Actually, I probably should. That would make sense. But so all I've really been doing with these guys is keeping their straw topped up and keeping the water topped up, and they're happy, and that's not what I wanted. We're actually up to 5 of them, so I think I'd cut us back down to 12, which is where we started. So I'd sold off several, and you can see we're back up to a larger number. I'm just going to leave them be. They're doing their thing. I just did it again. Looks like less than every 3 days we're getting a new pig. And that's a new pig for each and every breed. So there's 4 breeds, so we get 4 new pigs each time we do that. So, oh, and of course I got this guy. This is the one you remember I liked so much from the last series that we built one of these right at the very end. So I got one of these and put it down since I had the room to do it. And I got some lights here, so we got that going. I really like the way this looks. I got rid of the house down there and built this house here. I thought this more modern house fit in better with this.
It's got 2 bedrooms, so Growler doesn't have to bunk up with Lance.
Yeah, that's probably good. There's Lance's bedroom, Growler's bedroom. These doors are locked. We can't get into them, so no idea. Got a little living room, kitchen area. It's a pretty nice little house and a garage here. I don't want that closed because sometimes I think when you first enter the game, it spawns you in right here in this doorway, and if the door is closed, you're stuck. So, yeah, we're not doing that. Come on, go ahead and... Oh, that's right. Left click, not E. So otherwise, things are going pretty smoothly. It's just been really, really time consuming. And to be honest, I've been having a lot more fun with Empyrean the last few days since we started the group server than with this. So I've been doing a harvest every day, all week long. One harvest, which is 2.5 hours to do one harvest. Oh, you see, I got us a fuel tank and a washer. And you can see this is where I've been having them deliver our food and stuff. Still, we don't have any of the other nice stuff. We don't have a grain silo or any of that sort of stuff. But we are going to make some moves forward today. It is going to cost us, though. God, I keep hitting that button. We're going to have to take out a loan. That's all there is to it. So I think we're going to end up having to max out our loan is what we're going to end up doing. So I'm going to take this all the way up to 400,000. There we go, 400,000. And then we're going to go here. We're going to buy, and we're going to buy this field. Okay, so now we have that field. And no idea what's planted in it at the moment. All right, let's go on over here. Am I in the right spot? Yeah, going this way. Okay, what does this field got planted in it over here? I think we're just going to end up plowing it down. Because this looks like cotton. And I have nothing to do to cope with cotton. Everything's on sale right now for the summer sale, and the John Deere cotton DLC is like $3. I'm sorely tempted to get it. I haven't decided yet. But if we decide to get into the cotton in the future, it might be nice to have some more cotton equipment instead of just the, 2 pieces that we had. Well, we really had no choice of anything before. Let's go ahead. And since that guy's busy with that field... Oh, he's going to be done with that field soon. Let's go ahead and start it here. We'll start the new field later. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm not doing anything with this field. That's right. This field's going to go away. That's the whole point of doing this. Is I couldn't count on making enough money doing this. My original plan to be able to risk plowing under that field. So we're not going to plow under that field. We're going to plow under this field. And I think we will go ahead and switch to soybeans. Sorry, cotton. I really would love to harvest you. I just can't. I'm not going to waste money even leasing equipment to try to do it. So just too much stuff we'd need to lease. Alright, so that's going. Let's get this guy going here. This is going to have to be upgraded in some way in the near future, because we're going to need a bigger machine before too long for handling all of this. And we will park this guy right up here, so when the harvester is done we can dump its load into there. And we're going to go ahead and fill this guy up. Almost. Oh, well, there wasn't much left in that one, but it was almost enough to fill us up. We got plenty to do this. And I'll set this right here. I'm not going to start it until that's done. And then we will go ahead and get this field fertilized. And I don't know what field we'll move it to. We'll see. That field won't be harvested yet. Okay. Alright, so let's see. What do I need to get next? We've got some extra money. We've got 61,000. We need to keep... I'd like to keep at least 20 grand in order to cover our expenses. I don't think I want anything in here. I think what I'm wondering about is if I can flatten out some of this. So we're going to get rid of this field, this little field. Go ahead and empty this. Glad I stopped myself before I started seeding that field. That would have messed up all my plans. Yeah, that works out pretty well. This tank is just big enough to handle that whole field. Which is sort of sad that it's going to be going away. But this field here is a little over, just barely over 2 loads. In fact, maybe it would be just 2 loads if I filled the filled the truck completely up instead of taking it not quite full. I might try that this time. Might be hard to do while I'm busy talking. All right, you get going. You get going. No, what am I doing? I don't want to. God, I'm so brain dead some days. Yeah, I'm not planting that field. Why do I want to fertilize it? Alright. It's fine. Let's get this going over here. Actually, it's not going to have to fertilize that field. I don't need this guy right now. Let's park this. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to turn this way. We're going to go to square. We'll make it a big square. Let's see. First things first, let's go ahead. Is this the right one? I don't know if it is. No, I don't. I think I was... that. I just did it again, didn't I? I think this is the one I want. Is this correct? I don't think so. They both look wet. Why do they look so wet? That one? That looks it. Okay. Well, I want to get rid of this field, so we're just gonna do this. Simple way to get rid of the field, just retexture the terrain. I won't have to worry about it anymore. Well, I would like it to be relatively neat, but oh well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I can straighten it out later. Okay, so that's done. Now we'll come back to this. And I'm going to knock the brush strength up. Okay, brush strength is at max. Okay, I think we will start from here, and we are going to flatten. Okay, and I think that's as far as I'm going to take it for now. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. And this is probably all fairly flat over here, but I'm just going to make sure. Alright, and we'll come down this way. That's going to be erasing all of this terrain. I hadn't thought about just using the left and right arrows to do this. That works really well. Watch that. That's eating up so much for money. But that's okay. This will be enough to get us started, I believe. Okay. So we got this area all flat. When we have more money, I might clear out these trees, and then I could flatten all the way back to here, and we can keep growing. But now that we have it flat, and now that I just exited that and didn't mean to, I think it's in miscellaneous. And here's what we're going to do.
What's this stuff?
Well, Growler, it's something you would probably like. These are vineyards.
You mean like for making wine?
Yeah. See, I thought you'd like it.
I don't like wine. That's elf stuff there. Growler doesn't do wine. Growler wants beer.
Yeah, well, guess what? There's no beer in this game, so you're going to have to live with wine. There we go. Okay, and then rotate it around again. Do I have enough? Oh, God, I don't really have enough to do another one. I may... Can we take out a little bit more money? Do we have any room left for loan? I'm going to go up to 450. That'll give us a little bit of breathing room, but give us some more money still. And I do want to get this going. Then I'll have to start working on... In between episodes, I'm going to have to start working on paying all this down again. But if I didn't, it was going to be another week before I could do an episode. If I didn't take out these loans. And I really just did not want to wait another week between episodes. Okay. There. Oh, that's nice, but I want them further apart. I need to be able to get a tractor down between them. Let's see, if I do that, how far back can I go with this? How far back did that go? About like that, so I need to keep it like right here with this one. And then I think that'll work, because I don't need it to be quite so far on the other one. So go right there. And then right there. There we go. And so we have the beginnings of a vineyard. Now this, and here's where the hogs are coming in. We have to give water and manure. So there we go. We've got water, no problem. We'll get some water in these. Actually, we've got our tractor sitting here with nothing to do, right? Where's our nothing to do tractor? There you go. I'm completely forgetting about the grain, aren't I? We'll get to that in a moment. So we'll go ahead and grab our water trailer over here. Oh, and this thing here, I doubt I have gone through even one wagon load of straw in all this time. They were going through it pretty quick when I had a lot of them, but... no, come on. Stupid thing. Where... Oh, I don't have a weight on the front of this. Okay, cool. I thought for a minute there I dropped the weight on the front of it. So we'll come down here, and it'll start growing as soon as I give them water, but they'll grow better once we give them manure. So we'll give them water first. Okay. And I wanted to make sure we had enough room between them so that, you know, the thing didn't get confused as to who I was filling up. We're also going to need, you know, a little bit of room to maneuver a tractor around, so... Oh, we're going to have to top this thing up before we can do the next one. Okay, see, look! Look! We have vines! We have grapes, Growler! You're going to be able to make wine!
Oh, great. That's what Growler wants.
Yeah, but what you can do, Growler, here's the trick. What you do is you make this really fancy wine and sell it for a high price to the snooty elves, and then you use the money to buy beer.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. Growler likes that.
Alright, why can't I fill up this thing? Let me fill up my water tanks! Stupid. Really, am I going to have to come around to the back to fill up the water? Oh, great. And I can't even make the turn. Alright, fine, fine. This thing did not appear to have a correct side. I mean, when you're looking at it, both sides look identical. Both sides have a spigot. And I just did the same thing, didn't I?
Yeah, you know what they call...
Oh, no, it was filling the water. There we go. I thought it was going to give me a pop-up like the gas thing does. Alright. So I may be stupid.
Maybe.
Thanks, Growler. I appreciate all the votes of confidence you've given me over the years. All the little pep talks and everything.
Yeah, Growler's good for that sort of stuff.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's unload water here. And then we will go and get some manure. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we will get about $3 grand, maybe $3.5 grand. Oh, I need to fix that. Stupid grass. Per per vineyard per day. And that, once we get that whole field filled up, that ought to be just as good, if not better, than a regular field. Now, these are from a mod. Although we used to have greenhouses, and I actually do have a greenhouse mod in too. We used to have greenhouses that did exactly the same thing. I mean, this is exactly like the greenhouses in the last. I don't remember if 17 had it or not. 15 did. I used them a little bit in 15. Okay, so we got our manure. So I don't know how often we'll have to put manure in it. Let's start with the far one. Hopefully not every day. I think probably will. If I remember right, on the greenhouses I used to have to do it every day. But even so, it's not too bad. It's not a huge amount of work. Okay. That didn't even come close to filling that up, did it? Does this thing give us any sort of fill indicator? The old ones, I think, used to. I don't remember. But they were, you know, they were part of the base game before. Yeah, I don't think that's going to show us anything. Wait a minute. Oh, darn it. I keep hitting the wrong button. I just wanted to look and see if it gave us any sort of different... Interesting. If it gave us any sort of different field up here to tell us anything about the stats. Yeah, I think there was a page for stats on your greenhouses. That's going to be a nuisance now having that. I guess I'm just going to have to give each one of them a pile of the stuff every day. Because otherwise there's not going to be any way to tell. Later on I can get a nice wheel loader. Like we had for the silage in the last playthrough. And then the wheel loader can handle a lot more than one of these. Like 4 times as much. So once we have that, then we'll be able to fill these things up a lot better. But that'll be someday far in the future. Once we have all of these going. Looks like we'll probably be able to get 9 of these, maybe 12. If we get 12 going, we'll be making a huge amount of money off from this. Do not be going on the ground behind this. Okay, it's not. Alright. So, alright, so we're going to have 2 decent-sized fields. We'll be making more off from our regular crops now. So that'll be good, because we're only making, I think, maybe 40 grand or something like that off from these 2 fields. So we'll be making some much better money off from the fields we have now. Get some more manure. Keep pooping, piggies. You're helping out. And then we'll have the extra money coming in from this, which should be about 10 grand, I'm guessing. About 10 grand. We'll know for sure after tomorrow. We won't even know tonight because we won't get the full day's worth of stuff out of today. There we go. Alright, let's leave that there for a minute. Get the truck. Wait a minute. Is this guy still working? No. Fire you. You can't do anything. There's no sense in you working. Well, at least I know I'll have this topped up this time. I'm paying that guy just to sit there and watch his harvester do nothing. That was me! Oh yeah, sorry Lance. Well, I'm not paying you to sit around and do nothing. Growler and me going to drive this stuff over and sell it. Let's see, canola. Where's the best canola prices right now? Canola prices, have really bottomed out. Oh god. Train station mill. Where the heck is... oh, I think it's down here. Yeah. Okay. Forward. And he might as well sit there, because we didn't come anywhere near to emptying that tank. That's interesting, though. Looks like he got half the field on one tank. So things will be a little bit different next time. So we should be able to just empty it twice on that if I'm careful. And then the other field will probably have to empty 3 times. It's a bigger field. So that'll mean 5 trips with this, which is about the limit of how many trips I want to have to make with this thing. So I'll be glad when we have the money to upgrade. Now the nice thing is we'll be able to, instead of having to get a new truck, we can just get the 5th wheel attachment. We can modify this thing, get the 5th wheel attachment on it, and get a trailer. So we'll still be using the same truck. Is that the correct turn signal? I don't know. Couldn't really tell. This is a heck of a turn to have to make. Fortunately, this thing does have a bonzo turning radius.
Bonzo?
Yeah, I know. I don't know where that word came from. Well, I do know where it came from. I mean, I've heard it before, but it's not like it's one I normally use.
You're an idiot.
Growler, would you stop calling me an idiot? You're starting to hurt my feelings, man.
Good.
Why are you being so mean? Alright, there we go. So I am very anxious to get back to working on Empyrean. We got to the same point in multiplayer game. We got our after seeing my video, of course, Az wanted to get up into space too, and I can't blame him. Because I wanted to as well. So we made a couple of space fighters, and then immediately run into the problems. What happens if you get killed by an enemy drone and your space fighter is on the moon? Actually, the little space fighter I have in our Empyrean game, I have one of those as well on the multiplayer game. And I ended up modifying that to turn it into a rescue boat and put a passenger cabin on it. So I could take Az up there to recover the wayward fighter. Then I built myself another fighter, which has since vanished, which really annoys me. I think it may have fallen beneath the world. Alright, that field is all done. Super. That didn't take very long at all. I like that new seeder. I hadn't used it yet. This is the first time I've used it. Or had I? Did I use it last time? I don't think so. I may have used it on one field, but not on both of them. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Alright. Alright, so that's filling up. Next time we'll find out how that's going. Maybe instead of paying off debts next time, maybe I will use our income from... Well, actually, I've got some more income. I can actually... Why is that field covered in weeds already? We just planted it. Oh my god. Alright, fine. You go do your job.
Don't you yell at Lance.
What do you mean, don't me yell at Lance? You're always yelling at Lance.
Yeah, that's right. It's my privilege, not yours.
Oh, I get it. Please like and subscribe so that I don't have to, be murdered by Growler. And if you haven't already, I already said that, didn't I? Whatever. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care. Growler, why are you here? What do you mean your time slot? We don't like to do time slot things. It's like sometimes weekends are yours, sometimes they're Nancy's. It's just, it's the way it is. Alright, let's swing.
Where's the arid Badlands? What's that stupid looking thing?
That's a robot.
What am I doing?
You're gonna be like an adventurer. They call them vault hunters.
What's the ball?
Well, it's supposed to have all sorts of good stuff in it. Or is it just me? You might get a little sun there, buddy.
Well, of course I've been getting a little sun. And on these islands forever. You keep making me get naked and start over again.
Well, it's good for you. It builds character.